Yeah, making sure. I know.
I've been telling people I didn't do myself.
You got it, man. I'm saying the phone. You want to see So my rep is in here. Yes.
Just a little bit, just the placement. How does it affect the class, but I just
Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Washington.
let's just keep them on. Yeah, let's keep them at the table. I don't want these guys sitting. Where's he at? Oh, okay.
That's right about that over there.
Oh, okay.
Just at 3:30.
Right now. Yeah, this is the last one.
I don't know if this is also here. It's like under there. Is everything else? Only people.
I need to.
You know how to use the mic? So basically, you're just gonna only two people can talk at a time. So if two people are talking, you can't talk. So you just press this. So right now it's just like getting the signal. But usually once you press it, it turns red, and you'll be able to talk yourself and hear yourself. And everybody else can. There, you can talk. And you just turn it off. That's fine. Everybody can be able to hear you.
Yeah. That's fun, right?
Hey.
Yes.
Never mind the show.
Yeah, if you could please turn on your nameplate so we know it's here.
Close the process of public comment, and then there should be two supports going around where people are signing in. If you please raise your hand if the boards and refrain to collect. Anyone have a clipboard? Signing clipboard.
Is there only one? But my.
That's a good question.
Yes. Yes. Would it be possible to call the
Huh?
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, Council and guests. We're going to get started. We'll call this meeting to order at 3:40, and we'll start.
Absolutely.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now we will move in a roll call, so 30. Here. When I say your name, please say here. Morgan, here. Stop, here. Lindy, here. Jordan,
Here.
Jack,
Here.
Sean,
Here.
Lindsay, here. Anoshi,
Here.
Alex,
Here.
Maria, here. Taz, here. Christina, here. Raquel, here. Blair, here. Katie,
Here.
Josh,
Here.
Michelle, here. Savannah,
Here.
Cameron,
Yep.
Ray, Josh Moore,
Here.
Becca, here. Javier,
Here.
Mariah, here. J. Cole,
Here.
Sean,
Here.
Jessica, here. Dr. Ornitowski,
Here.
Dr. Finnan,
Here.
and Christina, here. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now we will move into modifications to the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the modification agenda? Moved by Jordan, second by Pat. Thank you. So today, we will be going through our regular reports, our items for consideration as usual, and we will be voting on the resolution in support of divestment for the human rights of the Palestinian people. That is an action item. Prior to the vote, we will have our third reading and then move forward from there. Are there any questions or edits to the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Thank you. And now we'll move into the approval of the previous minutes. Can I entertain a motion to approve the previous minutes? Moved by Pat, second by Lucy. Thank you. So we just look. You will see our minutes from April 16th. The highlights of our meeting include another public comment, as well as under items for consideration, we did appoint new members to the Appointments and Review Committee, And then under introduction of new legislative matters, we have our second reading of the resolution. Any questions? Also emailed out. Ready to vote? All those in favor of approving the previous minutes, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. Thank you. So before we move into public comment, I just wanted to make a few announcements. Please note that this meeting is being streamed live, and it is also being filmed. In addition to that, for public comment, we'll give each of those members or people who would like to give public comment 1 minute to speak. We also ask that there's no snapping, clapping, hollering during public comment or throughout this meeting. And during public comment, I just like to ask those speaking to address the council rather than individuals specifically. Any questions from the council? Oh. Okay, great. This is one. Okay. Any questions? Okay, so we will now move into public comment, and what we'll do is name the 3 people in line, and if you could just prepare towards the podium or that side of the room, just so we can keep things moving. With that being said, our first 3 speakers will be Sarah Mali. I apologize in advance for mispronouncing any of your names. Adam Stanford and CJ O'Brien. So starting with Sarah Malier. And sorry, I forgot to mention, Clarice, she has these time cards that she'll be holding up when there's 30 seconds left and when there's 10 seconds left, so please, and when to stop, please be mindful of that. And please begin when she gives you the signal. She'll raise her hand. Okay, and rather than 3, we will line up 5. Sorry. So next we'll have Adam Stafford, CJ O'Brien, Alexander Shapiro, and Louis Palazzo. And if you could stand at the front, that would be great. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarah Mallet, and I am here on behalf of MedChat at SDSU. I would like to introduce you all to the Unity Clap. The Unity Clap represents the heartbeat of our people, and I hope you could all join along. Although we all come from different backgrounds, races, and cultures, we can unite as one against the fight of oppression and injustice. It starts slow and follows the rhythm of the heartbeat and increases in speed and tempo.
And next we have Adam Stafford.
Yeah. I think he's yielding his time to me.
Okay.
We're all yielding our time to me. Thank you.
How many are you, and what are your names?
Adam Stafford, Alex Shapiro, Louis Palazzo, CJ O'Brien, Derek Human, and Derek.
Derek, sorry.
Human.
And also Leo Carrillo.
Pardon?
Leo Carrillo as well.
Sean and yours as well.
Yes.
Jason?
Jason Harris.
7 minutes.
Okay. You'll now have 7 minutes. Please begin when Chris gives you the signal. Sorry, 8 minutes.
Hello, my name is Sean Guardian. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a former AS Council member and the current Chief Justice for Associated Students at San Diego State. And I'm here to speak against this divestment resolution. I think that a lot of this is, to start, depicted Israel as this evil, malicious country that has nothing but negative intent, and that Palestine serves as a blameless victim, suffering at the hands of some huge, mighty power. And I think that it fails to acknowledge that both sides in this issue are guilty of a lot of just misconduct and errors and mistreatment towards each other. And because of that, I think that it's important that we don't vote yes on this issue. These same individuals that are pushing for divestment, citing that there's crimes against the individuals, that there are violations of human rights, fail to acknowledge that this is happening not just in Israel but all over the world. By Tibetans are being persecuted by the Chinese. You have the Basques in Spain, who are all trying, just like everyone else, to get their own country, to get their own opportunity for human rights like everyone else. And yet we've isolated in this resolution Israel, which seems to be almost like bullying. We're picking on a country that we know, lacks the resources to defend itself and that we can push around, unlike China, which is a significantly large country that has the opportunity to kind of defend itself. Moving on from that, just trying to touch on a couple of these issues. I don't want to take too much time. I don't have a lot of it. But to start with addressing the bulldozing, it's happening, and I think we can all agree that that's not right. But it's not isolated to just the areas that have been outlined in this resolution. In Jordan, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, the same thing is happening, and it's not because they're trying to persecute a group of people and a victim. It's because they're trying to push towards a more modern institution, a more modern society. This isn't an effort to annihilate any race or individuals. I think that, again, it's been mentioned a couple of times, referring to this as apartheid, how we need to take a stand against this the same way that students took a stand against apartheid. But it should be noted that during the apartheid, countries in the Middle East exchanged oil for gold with that same government that carried out apartheid actions in that country. So I think that there's a little bit of hypocrisy here when we try and stand up as this morally righteous group of people, and that we have these countries defending the Palestinians for being the victims, when these same countries were complicit in the the apartheid action. So I don't think that that's a very fair decision or action to carry out. And then just kind of to conclude, again, I don't want to drag on or anything, but listening last week, there were a lot of individuals who were cited as being for divestment or against divestment. Oftentimes it was the same person. And I think that there's so much information here, and there's so much kind of controversy or conflicting ideology and conflicting statements by both sides, that there is not enough conclusive evidence to support this and say that yes, these things are happening, and yes, that this is something we should take a stand against, because there is information. I've heard the same scholar cited as being pro-divestment and against divestment. That doesn't make sense. And as a student, how am I to vote yes on something when I don't know which way to believe? And lastly, I just think that we can all agree that human rights is an important thing. I'm not for 1 second stating that I'm opposed to human rights. I don't think that there's really anybody in this university who would say that, or anybody in the United States who would say that. But I don't think we should create a resolution that isolates one country, happening to be the only Jewish state in the world. And I'm not implying that anybody is anti-Semitic, but I think that we can agree that instead of putting something forward that kind of specifically targets one group, we can create some kind of statement or resolution that we oppose human rights violations across the world, irrespective of what country, what creed, ethnicity, religion, gender, orientation it may be. And that would include a lot of these other places that I mentioned, and that would, I think, unite this campus instead of dividing it into pro-divestment and anti-divestment from Israel. So how much time do I have left? Sorry.
4 minutes.
4 minutes? Awesome. I'd like to give the rest of my time to the rest of Publix. That's all you, so the rest of my 4 minutes. Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Council, Mr. President, my name is Seth Kaplowitz. I am a professor at Health and Business Administration, and I am here to speak against divestment. This university has no business taking this resolution up. This has nothing to do with university business. First of all, any of you who have taken my class know that when you do any kind of critical analysis, you do so in a dispassionate way. I'm not looking to say anything negative about anybody. I think that the people here that are impassioned are misguided. In the fact that they don't have the facts. And you can't make a decision without without proper facts. An investigation by this council would be in order if you really want to take this up. Now, what I'd like to know is why is there so much emphasis being placed on divestment? Why isn't there emphasis placed on fostering the joint ventures that are going on between Israelis and Palestinians throughout Israel and Palestine? Instead of tearing things down and working to break people apart, to polarize everybody, doesn't make any sense. As college students, you are the best and the brightest. You are what the future is going to hold. Do you want the future to be filled with putrid hate, divisiveness? Or do you want the future to hold something bright? So instead of dwelling on the negative, why doesn't somebody start dwelling on the positive and encourage more interaction between the Palestinians and the Israelis? Why don't they look to build better bridges towards business? Why is it necessary to shut down a country, the only democracy in the Middle East, that has the same rights as the United States? There's no other country in the Middle East that has that. I ask the Council to seriously consider this resolution from a factional standpoint. And from what I can tell, there's a lot of opinion. And that opinion is backed by passion, but it is not backed by facts. I thank you.
So the next five we have are Matt Levitt, Alina, Eric Polonsky, Nurit Resin, and Michael Kagan. If the five of you could please prepare by the podium.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Kagan. I'm a student here at San Diego State University.
Sorry, we're starting with Matt. Sorry. Is Matt here?
He might be in tempo, so give him a couple minutes. Oh, we have it overflowed to tempo now.
Okay, so in that case, we will move on to Alina while we wait for Matt.
Hello, my name is Alina, and okay, I had 5 seconds. Anyways, my name is Alina. First of all, I'm not Arab, and I'm not Israeli. But however, I do share some sort of sympathy with the Palestinian people. The reason is because I'm not here, and I also suffered under occupation with the Soviets. And when I see a situation like this ongoing in Palestine, it affects me greatly because unlike other people who are offended that my country is being called, well, the thing is that I was a victim of occupation. And I understand how it feels to be under that occupation. And I understand these companies who are making millions and millions of dollars, they don't care about the people who are suffering. They don't even care about Israel. What they care about is making money. And if someone's going to hire them and allow them to pursue, making more money, they will pursue it. And I just don't understand why we're not voting yes on divestment yet. Because if you keep letting these companies do what they're doing, you're just only making the victims suffer. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset. Thank you.
Next we have Eric Polonsky. If Eric is not here, we will move on to Nurit.
to hear? Okay.
My apology, guys. I was stuck outside.
Eric Polonsky. One thing that has been constantly brought up is the fact that this resolution is a peaceful and non-violent resolution. However, I want you guys to see a global, nationwide issue like this is. On other different campuses nationwide, this issue has sparked violence and has spread hatred throughout many different campuses. At the University of Michigan, where BDS was recently voted down, the president of the student government stated that many of his councilmen had received death threats, and some didn't even feel like they could go to class because it was too unsafe for them to leave. While at another school, Northeastern University, SJP was suspended by campus because they had been protesting at Holocaust remembrance events and spreading different flyers that spew hate. If we pass this resolution, what will the national headlines say about San Diego State? That we're nonviolent and peaceful? I don't think so. Vote no on BDS. Thank you.
It's important to note how many weeks we've been dealing with this resolution. Divestment has taken up hours of our lives, 9 weeks we will never get back, and I hope today that by voting no, we're going to put an end to it. If this truly was a human rights campaign, we wouldn't be spending precious time rewriting clauses and adding in information. We wouldn't have all this controversy, and we wouldn't have two sides going against each other. As humans, we're all for human rights, and by voting no today, you will recognize that. When we have reached out in efforts to host collaborative events for human lives, those who support this resolution rejected us time and time again. We hosted a fundraiser for Israeli and Palestinian children in need of open heart surgery, and some of the people in support for the human rights of the Palestinian people, none of them showed up. We planned another program in support of Israeli hospitals taking care of Palestinian refugees. And in response, these people were there to show us that they were not interested in what we were doing and instead demonized us in that daily aspect. Let's be real. If these people were truly concerned about the human rights, they would be the first ones there.
And then Michael Kagan. And is Matt Levitt here? And then after Michael, we have Josh Gar, Haim Schwarte, JJ Cervek, and Alina Nawabi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. So again, my name is Michael Kagan. I'm a student here at San Diego State University, and I've come here today to tell you all why you should vote no on divestment. The first point I'd like to make is simple. This bill that's been passed first at the Student Diversity Committee and now proposed here at the UC Council is very cleverly worded, has many clauses and phrases. However, one unique question I'd like to pose is, how do students just wake up one day and decide they want to divest from Israel? Especially when it's happening at every single university across the country. They do not all share the same unique issues of this diverse campus. The answer is simple. This movement stems from a much larger movement known as BDS, which stands for the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctioning of Israel, and whose founders and supporters openly, and I quote, say, want the destruction and demonization of Israel. There's no way about it. On every campus, which this has been brought up, as Eric Polonsky clearly stated before, riots have been brought up. Physical and emotional abuse has been experienced by members of executive boards on countless student bodies. So I urge you now today, as a student of this university, please vote no on divestment.
Next we have Josh Carmen.
Hey everybody, so I'm just here to talk about bylaws, because that's what I do. I know there's been a lot of talk among people about what to do if their college council hasn't advised them of what vote to give. Some people who have had college councils tell them that they have to do a certain vote. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys. So according to the UC Council bylaws, it says that the only thing that it mentions in there in terms of the relationship between you guys and the councils is to attend regular meetings of the college council they represent and serve as a liaison for the respective college council. I just want to point out the definition of liaison and representative are quite different. You're there to represent the students of your college. You are not necessarily here to represent the will of your college council. And I did a little even more work and looked into all the bylaws of your individual college councils. The only college council I saw that said anything about representing their college council was the business council. The rest literally said nothing except for representing the AS values. Thank you.
Thank you. And next we have Payne. Oh.
Ready. Hello, I'm Chaim Schwartz. I'm an alumni of San Diego State. In 1980, I graduated. So anyway, I came here because I heard about this vote, and I'm urging you to vote against BDS. I'm from Israel, and I know firsthand that this whole BDS movement is just demonizing Israel. For instance, you're not voting against divesting from Syria or China or whatever. So I believe that it's just an unjust resolution. I ask you to vote against it.
And then JJ, survey.